Yep.
Welcome to Spirited Views. I'm Randy.
I'm Justin.
I'm Norm.
And I'm Zach.
Our goal here is to give you honest reviews, bold takes, and try and limit the questionable wisdom. Justin, what are we doing today?
We got a bottle review today. As always, you can check in the description down below. We've got a rating sheet where we've done distillery series and other bottle reviews. Follow along, see whose palate you align with, and see if something's worth picking up or not.
Yeah, and tonight I'll let Zach get into the bottle, but we haven't actually done anything from this distillery yet. So I want to talk about this distillery. It's High West. And I found 3 interesting facts that I wanted to bring up tonight in the Norm's notes. It's the first, legal distillery in Utah. And that was really cool to hear after Prohibition ended. Salt Lake City used to be called Whiskey Street, but now, they got a legal distillery. I think they're out in Park City. But and it's the first, again, another first, a ski-in distillery. You can actually ski into the distillery and get some pours, which is just not smart. And then they're located in the historical, like it used to be an old saloon, like in the Wild West. They had horses, and there was an old mining situation there from like a long time ago. So it's really cool. But a ski-in freaking distillery, who knew? Zach?
I did not.
That's awesome. So, guys, we're doing, I guess one that I've been kind of anticipating for a while, but today we're doing the 2025 release of the Bourye. And I'll throw that up. 25A28 is our particular single barrel. So this one's exciting for High West because all of the components that are in this are a minimum of 10 years old in new charred white American oak barrels. This is going to be bottled at 92 proof, non-chill filtered. A little bit of details on the distillate included. We got a straight rye whiskey from MGP 95.5 and an 80% rye, 20% malted rye from High West. On the bourbon side of the house, we've got the 21% MGP recipe, the 36% MGP recipe, and then a 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% malted barley from an undisclosed Kentucky distillery. And the MSRP is going to be about 125, although I think we've all seen these for around $100 or less in different areas.
Yeah. It seems to be more readily available for sure.
Yeah.
Guys, before we get started here, if you could do us a favor, like, comment, subscribe, helps us out. We're just trying to do our best here to bring information to the community. And then speaking of community, link down below will be a link to our Discord. It's where we talk about things like this and all kinds of random topics. Usually every day we try and do a spirited discussion. It really, you can learn a lot there. I do as well from other people, and it's just a fun place to be. So come join us.
Yeah.
Come on in. The water's fine.
As we get this on the nose, I'd like to say that Norm must have forgot about Casa Noble or something that we've done previously, which is also high.
Did you like it, Casa Noble?
We did that. It had
We
that
did
Ambarana in it.
Didn't
You
you like
remember? It was the horchata
God.
fireball.
The horchata fireball, of course.
I know. How could you forget?
Oh, man, you're
He's
right.
like, because all he thought about was having a horchata fireball.
Yeah, that
That's
was
right.
a strange one. Yeah, looking forward to a little more of their core range here. Well, special core range.
Right?
I'm getting some apple. Apple.
Yeah.
Like a red apple with like the peel. Definitely the peel. I'm getting like the skin on there. Very sweet. Man, almost like more of a candied apple rather than a caramel apple. Because it almost has that candy shell on there for Candy Randy here.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't get a lot of rye. I don't, it doesn't smell anything like it's giving me a lot of rye spice here, but man, I can't get past that red candy apple on this thing.
Yeah, I find the rye component in this is delicate, almost weaved in perfectly, where I would say this is a high rye bourbon, not a blend, is the way I'm smelling it. But that apple is there, for sure. I like the candy apple versus like a caramel covered apple, but yeah, I'm going to say it now. I think the nose is going to perform better than the palate. I'm getting a lot on the nose, and then I remember the proof.
Somebody who's had this, you know,
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't had that. Yeah. Apparently, I haven't had anything from this distillery, but
it's a little, it's a little Norm's nugget there. Little Norm's nugget.
Little Norm's Nugget.
So I have had this, and I've previously reviewed it on other Discords. But Justin was spot on when I smelled this for the first time. I brought my old notes with me just to reference, see what's changing, what's not. But apple pie filling, specifically like with the Dutch crumble on top,
That's it.
is what I was getting. A dried apricot, especially. And then like a little bit of like a vanilla, but the fun note that I had, and I still smell it today, is that's a big zoom. Is a little bit of lime zest and like a vanilla glaze.
Okay.
But this is a baker's treat for me, so that's why I loved it so much.
Ooh.
It's so I love what you said, Zach, because what I was thinking is I don't know if you guys ever like apple slices, but you slice them, put them on a pan, sprinkle a little cinnamon on it, and bake it, and it gets like that overly sweet. It's almost like an apple, like a pre-applesauce, but it's not there yet. That's exactly what I think about. I love the vanilla note. I was thinking along the lines of almost like almost like a coffee drink to me, like one that shouldn't be, but like instead it's like an apple cider drink where you get like a little bit of the vanilla cream, a little whipped cream in it, that cinnamon, it like something along those lines. I think like a Halloween kind of drink. If I were
like almost like a hot toddy.
Yeah, exactly. But hot toddy is more not with like, yeah, it's like with lemon and honey, but like I've had that where you like warm cider instead of like, but you treat it like a kind of a coffee drink, but you add in all the different ingredients and like a vanilla. Yeah. No, it smells, I mean, it smells great. And I do get the rye quite a bit in the background. And I mean, I'm picking up your typical rye notes, but yeah, I don't know. I want to taste it.
Let's put it to Norm's test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, guys.
I haven't tasted this yet, but I smell my whiskey longer when we're doing these videos than any other time. I'm just smelling and smelling. I'm ready to taste. So,
yep. All right, this is gonna definitely be a 2-sipper.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, first sip, it's the proof. It didn't help it. Second sip, definitely more coating. Man, I'm getting a lot of rye spice on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I mean, like instantly, like rye spice, almost like takes over a lot of the flavor.
Yeah, that was an aspect I really enjoyed the first time I had it.
Yeah, I didn't expect it though, Zach, because I didn't really pick up a lot of rye or a lot of rye spice. It was more like, I don't know, almost like a not a sweet tea, but like almost
your
like
first time having it, Randy.
And yeah, I poured the samples and haven't touched it. Cool. So, some of it.
Yeah, I knew it was coming. So
no, I mean, honestly, like when I saw you and Tavy were drinking, I honestly wanted to try it because I know you spoke of it, and I was like, ooh, but I wanted to have a genuine experience. Also, something we talked about offline was that, they're saying like it's kind of like, oh, Bourye's back. This is better. It's been falling down. So I just wanted to kind of let that be the experience. I'm not getting a lot of the fruit on the palate.
Yeah.
No. No.
Mm.
You want me to go ahead and go to my notes?
Oh, yeah, go for it, Zach. So,
and this is still tracking for me on this pour. This is Randy's bottle, not my bottle, but similar experience for me today. When I reviewed this, I wrote chess pie, buttermilk pie, but it has whipped topping, and then on that whipped topping is that lime zest that I smelled on the nose is on the palate. And I think that's like that citrus component with like a little bit of like a candied ginger snap is kind of like how the rye spice comes across for me on the palate. And I was just like really digging it. And then on the finish, I was getting like a creamy coffee type component, like a latte. Like it's like a very mild coffee note that's, obviously got milk and sugar added to it. And it's really enjoyable. I think it brings a little bit more spice to the table than say like Michter's Tin Rye. And that's why I was kind of gravitating towards that I liked it more when I first reviewed it.
Better price point.
Yeah.
So the first part of your statement, I felt you're reaching a little bit for flavors, but then you brought it home with the second part of your statement. The rye spice, it's different. I love it. I definitely love the ginger snap note, like 100%. Like I think of like almost like a very light ginger snap cookie, not overpowering, but more like a fresher cookie. Um, I I find it thin.
Yep.
The
Yep.
mouth
Good
coat
point.
is super thin. I think that's where, if you compare it to like a Michter's 10 rye, doesn't, I mean, that's more viscous to me. It's more, this is very proof down to me. But I really enjoy the rye spice component of it. Yeah, I'll wait for that part. I have some thoughts on that, but yeah, go ahead, Justin.
Yeah. For me, I'm getting the aftertaste here is like that red apple skin. But before that, it's just, to me, it's like a really proof down rye, like a Kentucky rye. It's sweet. There's some spice. It's thin though. It's just too proof down. I lose a lot of the flavor, and there's just a little bit of rye spice, and then I don't get it almost until like the aftertaste, and then that's when I start to get a little something. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's not really it's thin. Not I can't really say anything more. I don't want to reach any more than that. Norm?
So I can break it down easy for myself. It was a surprise. So it was not flat. So the nose and the palate were jiving pretty good on that. I'm getting it's not medicinal, but I'm getting like a tea, not a sweet tea, but some kind of tea.
Yeah.
with
I said like a
citrus
nighttime
something.
tea in my head.
Yeah. Like I make these apple cinnamon teas for my daughter sometimes, and I smell it as I'm like taking it to him or whatever, and that's how I'm getting this. But there's a cinnamon stick in there. The cinnamon stick comes out. I smell the stick, and that's what I'm left with. It's like Big Red gum. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not a cinnamon bomb by any means, but you chew Big Red. I don't know if anyone chews Big Red, or
I love Big
eats those. What about those flaming hot? Those Mike and Ike, the red ones.
Hot tamales.
Yeah.
Hot tamales. Chew
Hot
on
tamales.
that, and what you're left with after a few minutes. That's what I'm left
Similar.
with here. But it is thin.
I will say the redeeming quality of this is the taste I have in my mouth afterwards. It lingers, and it has this
100%.
long.
That's a really good
Not a-
finish for 92.
Not a thick finish, but it's just a lingering finish. Like it stays in your mouth. Like, is it like you said? If you were chewing like cinnamon, like a red hot tamale, a cinnamon gum, like that
That's
flavor
exactly what
stays
I'm left
longer.
with.
This definitely stays longer for sure. So,
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
all right. Let's get on the score, shall we?
Yeah.
Pull it up. Zach, you want to go first?
Yeah. So when I originally reviewed this written, I gave it a 7. I think I'm still there today. For me, agree with all you guys on the viscosity. I wrote that in my original review as well. It's very thin. Today is still very thin, but while I enjoy viscosity, viscosity is not really an important aspect to me. It's really all about palate finish and how it, moves across the palate. And for me, and today it still is the same for me I would rather have this because it hits with more impact than Michter's 10 does. And it's also cheaper. It's like half the price at this point.
Yeah. Very true. All right. So just for clarification, what price are we rating this on? Because I know it's available for around $100, pretty much.
I think
online
that's fair.
available.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think it's too difficult to find it for 100, but if you want to rate it at 125, it's kind of in this wishy-washy, like, I don't know, $25 really makes a difference.
I think 100 is a good price. I think that's what I would rate it on.
Okay.
So I don't know if I would like say in my head, I don't go instantly to Michter's 10. I can see totally what Zach is saying. Michter's 10 is a weird beast because of barrel entry proof point, things they do. It's very high priced for what you get. I think of this as like a MGP rye, a 36% rye, or and what I would say is that at $100, I feel like there's a bunch out there, like, I don't know, like a Tumbling Dice, or like there's a bunch out there that are cheaper that I think you could get like a 12-year or a 10-year for probably cheaper. It might have a little bit more impact. I'm surprised at the impact it has. The rye spice is very pleasant. The finish is nice. Viscosity, yeah. And I only say viscosity because it tastes watered down. Like, I don't think a lot of the flavors come through. For me, this is a 6.5.
Okay. For me, this is there's so many other things. For me, I'd rather have the way this drinks is like a rye to me. And if I want a Kentucky rye, I'm going right to Rare Breed Rye 100% of the time over this. It's cheaper. I get similar flavors except better for me. It's just not something I would reach for. I'm at a 4.5 on it.
That's
Okay,
a
good.
low one.
I thought I was going to be the lowest. It's a 6 for me. I almost put it in the has potential category. I do think it could be a good weeknight winner. I took price in consideration, but I also took bottle design into consideration on this one because it's super cute. So I'm in Utah and I'm driving. I'm by myself. It's 5 a.m. I'm going out to mountain bike, and man, this jackalope runs right out in front of me. Now we know they're not real, but but it looked like the guy on the bottle. And I was like, I love this. And I would like to have it for that reason. Cause I called my wife, I said, and I was totally messing with her. I was like, hey, saw a jackalope. You're not going to believe this. And she was like, they're not real. I'm like, no, they're not real. I'm just messing with you. So it'd be nice to have the bottle on display for her to see it and make fun of me. So I give it a 6.
Trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it's I think it definitely, it's a good bottle. I don't know. All right. I mean, anybody got anything to add?
I wish it was cheaper.
Yeah, I agree. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
wish
of
it
what's
was.
in there juice wise. I think that it probably, realistically, for me, it has an $80 value flavor wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they would disclose the ages of the distillate they use, but they don't. So
yeah,
I would be sad if they did, because if it was higher, I'd be disappointed, because I'd be like, wow, you really brought it down a lot. I think I think in my head I'm playing the game. It's like, it's good. Maybe it's decent juice. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I think if you bought this, you wouldn't be disappointed. I think it's a very splittable bottle, in my opinion. Give the bottle to Norm so he can display it and give somebody else the juice. So,
all right.
Anything else, boys?
Nope.
All right. No, Justin.
Well, yeah, with that, guys, stay spirited. We'll see you on the next one.
Stay spirited, guys.
Stay spirited, everyone.
I swear it was a jackalope. You should have seen it.
Maybe you were drinking this before you went on the ride, huh?
It was early. The sun was coming up. It was.